Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 454. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is Monday, September the 16th, 2019. First time we've recorded on Monday in a while.
It has been a while.
And it's only because we have no other choice.
Well, yeah. We've been kind of... And we're recording later at night, too, because I had a volleyball game I had to work prior to this. So, yeah. Wednesday we leave for the Leading Men Fiber Arts Retreat. So we will probably be spending a night in Mount Vernon, Illinois, probably.
Illinois, okay. Whatever.
It's like 4 hours away, but there's nothing really else on the way.
I'm just driving. I don't care.
That's what Weezy and I were discussing on the phone. And then we go to Monticello, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And Weezy was like, can they not think of names that are not dead presidents' houses? Both of those are dead presidents' houses.
You could have put a gun in my head and I wouldn't have known that, but...
Monticello was Jefferson, Mount Vernon's Washington's. But anyway, so it was just super odd.
Mississippi Public School.
Well, like in the grand scheme of history, the names of their houses, not super important. You know what Andrew Jackson's house is, because we drive past it when we go to SSK. No,
nope. It's
the Hermitage. Anyway. I've never been to that one.
That's an awesome name for a house, though. The Hermitage.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on board with that name.
Yeah.
Probably not how he lived, but...
No, you would not be on board with how he lived.
But the name I'm on board with.
He was one of the slave-owning presidents of the United States.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a knitting podcast. Sometimes. I'm knitting a sock. I'm not even gonna ask you if you want to go first. I'm dedicated to the sock knitting, so I started a Desert Vista Dyeworks skein of yarn in the Somebody Says Boo series. It alternates between like a zombie color of green, orange, black, and like a zombie purple. And I have one done. But it's on the floor. Well, I have one almost done. So I have the body of the sock done, but I put in a forethought piece of yarn, that red right there.
And that's where the heel will go.
That is where the heel will go. But I'm saving it for my afterthought heel class to take it out then. I'm going to get this one to the placement of that for that class as well. Hopefully that's the plan by Friday. You know. But we do have a 6.5 hour car ride.
I was going to say, you have a 6.5 hour car ride coming up, so...
And then the other thing that I'm working on, because I only have 2 things, and then it's going to be the Leslie show for the whole rest of the time, is I started Canyonlands by Nins Teasdale. This is the right side. Not that there's really a right side and a wrong side, but there is a increase side and a non-increase side. So it is a giant triangular shawl. It increases around 10 stitches over 12 rows. So it increases 1 stitch on every right side row, except for on the first row, it increases 1, 2, 3, 4 over the course of, like, these smaller ones actually get increases. Otherwise, it's a decrease offset by an increase. So, and this is where all the increase action's happening, right over here. That's why I have my little stitch marker right there.
And this is out of your hand spun?
It is. It's out of hand spun that I spun from some old Lorna's Laces fiber pretty recently. I think they were 10 ounce bumps. Mm-hmm. And I got 900 yards from that 10 ounces. So I have a whole skein of this. So this is what I have left of that. And then I have, because it wouldn't all fit on a bobbin, a little mini skein too that's probably 150 yards. So yeah, and that's a 2-ply, and there are some thick and thin spots, which is causing my eyelets to not line up as nicely as I would like. And I was having some issues with my yarn overs jumping the markers and having to rip back. But I think I switched out the markers to these little ones that have gems that hang a little bit lower versus the rings. And I think that's helping.
It's not
quite
as easy
a bit.
for them to slide under.
Yeah. So mine go over, usually. They pop over. So yeah. I mean, there might be a line or two that is not quite what it needs to be. But at this point, it's going to be wrapped around my neck a bazillion times. So I might be okay with that. It's bothering me a little bit. But I'm trying to not let it bother me a little bit. And that's living in a chicken boots goblet of fire bag. Spew. So, yeah. That's all I'm working on. That's it. The rest of the show is yours, my friend.
Well,
so we get to reading.
So I am still working on my lounging top by Joji Locatelli. It hasn't got a ton of work since you last saw it. Some, but not a ton. So again, it has to get to like, I don't even remember.
18 inches?
18 inches, yeah, from the underside of the...
Well, this is where you were last week?
No, this was where I was when I showed it last week. This probably should have gotten moved down to like here. I've only worked like an inch or so on it since we recorded last.
It's going to be super cute, though.
It's going to go with me to...
That's going to be perfect leading men Fiber Arts Retreat knitting.
And I'm bringing one more project just in case I finish this. I don't know that I will, but, you know, there's always hope.
Are you going to bring a spinning wheel?
No, probably not.
I'm thinking about bringing the mini. Because it seems like it's going to be a trek from the parking lot to the actual estate. Just based on where he talks about parking and stuff. So I don't want to carry a wheel. So I'm thinking about taking the mini in the Zucca bag with a battery pack.
So you're going to be teaching all day Friday.
I am.
What
and then getting
Saturday?
a massage. Just one class Saturday.
And then in the afternoon there's market on Saturday.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
So you think that
Stop.
in this time, I mean, don't get me wrong, if there's a wheel there, you will spin. That's not in doubt, but...
So, we have all day Thursday, where there's nothing planned.
Oh, I thought you had to do something Thursday.
Oh. We have to check in.
No, I thought you had to do something. You're a grown-up. You can do whatever you want, so...
There's like a murder mystery.
Yeah, I saw that. I need to get more details on what that is. Aside from that, I'm going to bring this to work on, to cast on. It's been in my queue for ages and ages. And I actually bought the pattern a while back. And it's Camino Bubbles by Kieran Foley. He has several different versions of this bubble motif. And the bubble, like, the big, huge, like, bubble shape is created by drop stitches, which intrigues me. So, I'm going to...
I found the fact that you think that that's an easy pattern to work on when other people are around you intriguing.
It's really not. I mean, it's knits and pearls.
A huge chart, though.
But it's just knits and pearls.
How are you going to track your chart?
I don't know yet. I mean...
I'm not doubting you. I'm sure if anyone could do it, you can.
If I can't, then there's always the booth. The Leading Men Fiber Arts booth where I could buy something else.
There is that.
But
plus, a lot of our other good friends are going to be there, like Spotted Circus.
That's true.
And
but is the market open the whole time?
No, just Saturday.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But Leading Men has a booth the whole time.
Do they?
I thought so. I could be wrong though. I frequently am, so please check anything I say.
But you'll also be able to knit on your lounging top.
Yeah. So this is some showcase in the King Max colorway. This was a colorway of the month last year, I think. It's a Where the Wild Things Are reference.
Yes.
And it's a nice, like, pale bluey green with speckles and stuff. And I've got 2 skeins of it. One I used to swatch, and then that was it. So I've got almost 1,000 yards of it.
How much does the...
It's written as super narrow, so I'm going to add some width and some length. I'll still have probably 300 or 400 yards left when I'm done.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't think that it would take more than one, but that would be cool to crank on the sock machine too, I bet.
Yeah. So there's that. I haven't worked on the crochet blanket this week. I did kind of finish something. So, and I say kind of for a very specific reason. So, this is the Isabel Kramer Il Grande Favorito pattern, which is calls for 2 skeins of sport held, well, 2 strands of sport weight held together. So held double.
To create a bulky.
To create a bulky weight. I instead just used a bulky weight.
It's really
this
pretty.
This is a natural wool that I got while I was in New Jersey.
I love it.
And it's, I mean, it's a little bit scratchy.
No, but not really.
But I still feel like it could be worn next to the skin pretty easily.
It's about, like, the same as, like, a Cascade 220, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. So, the reason that I say it's kind of done was I was really chugging on this yesterday. I sat and watched 3 movies back-to-back almost, you know, with breaks, and knit on this because I wanted to knit the sleeve and the collar, and I had
wanted it done.
A little bit of finishing, like weaving in ends and stuff like that. And so I didn't notice, of course, until today when I went to block it, that when I put the sleeves together, they actually end.
They're running an inch short.
Yeah.
So how are you going to fix that, friend?
What I'm going to do, and I don't remember which side I knitted first, so I don't remember if I knitted the last one too short or too long. I can't remember which one I knitted.
That's ribbing, so if you knit the other one long, you can always, and it's too long, it can be flipped up.
Well, I'm going to just rip out the shorter one, because I figure if it's too long, you can always fold it up, but being too short, like, you're constantly pulling on it, and it would be annoying. It is like 18¼ inch, and this one's like 19½ at the length, but again, I figured better longer than shorter.
Yeah, that's about the length that I like my sleeves.
I'll probably do it tonight, just because it won't take long at all to do.
Yeah, you're just adding 1¼ inch of ribbing, or of stockinette,
and then doing the ribbing. So
you could just cut the ribbing out.
I could, but it probably would take longer to graft it than it would to knit it, because it's bulky weight. It really doesn't take long at all. It's only like 9 rows of ribbing, so anyway, I really like this wool. I've still got 2 or 3 skeins of it left.
Be good for hats and such, or a big bulky shawl.
It's got a high-low hem, so this is the back is just slightly longer than the front.
I like that. Is it sized up to big people sizes?
Well, I don't know, because this isn't for me, so I didn't really pay attention to it. It's for someone who is a little bit, well, not a little bit, who is smaller than I am, but
all right, you keep talking. I'm gonna look it up because I'm curious.
It's an old.
Yeah, a lot of her older pattern. The largest sizes are like 44.
But she put out a new sweater yesterday or today, and I went and looked at the sizing, and it's much more inclusive.
Yeah, no, definitely. She's working towards being more
like her
inclusive.
sizes are size 1 through 9, and I think it goes up to like 64, 65 inch chest. So even if this one isn't, she is working towards getting better size inclusivity. But I knitted this one in the, I want to say the 44 inch or 42 inch chest size. And
48 is the largest.
Yeah. So, and this is a pretty old pattern
but
of hers.
4 inches of ease, so 44.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not amazing.
It's not, but it is, you know, she is working on it, so that's a positive. And then I went down on the, she has you go down 1 size on the ribbing from a 10½ to a 10, but I actually went down to a 9, just because I don't want the ribbing to gape at the neck.
Yeah, you don't want it to look sloppy.
So, and I think it came out fine, so.
I think it looks nice.
Yeah, so that's, you won't see this again, even though I have to fix the sleeves.
Because you're mailing it.
Because I'm going to mail it off, but,
Did you take Wednesday off?
No, I'm taking a half day Wednesday.
Okay.
So I'm going to start at 6, and then I'll be done at 2. Well, it's not really half day. It's an early day.
I was going to say.
Because I just found out.
That is the same day I have.
I planned to do a half day, and then I just found out today they want me to install this software on 23 different servers. Which means I have to start early, which is fine because that means I can get out early anyway. But I'll be ready to go at 2, and I know you get out at like 3:30, so.
Yeah. Are you wanting us to pick you up?
We can figure that out.
Okay.
So what else? I think that's it. I'm still spinning some wool silk from Spotted Circus. I spun on it today. I've still got about an ounce left. It was that ribbon candy, so it's like crazy mixed colors.
Yeah.
I probably will see if she's got anything kind of dark, kind of like charcoaly, that maybe I could pair it with.
She had a black with glitter.
Yeah, because you've spun that before, right? Yeah, it had like a copper color glitter, right? Yeah. So
I had like rainbow glitter, actually.
Oh, okay.
Or an iridescent.
So if she's got that, I might pair it with that.
Yeah. You should bring one of the bobbins. Well, she'll have the fiber probably in the...
Yeah, well, I'll show her a picture of it.
Hey, she's got 2 new alpaca babies.
That's awesome.
You can see them on Instagram, on Spotted Circus.
Are either of them named after me?
No, they're boys, I think.
Oh, well. I was named after a boy.
There you go.
So, I was
but they're very
to be a boy.
cute. Like, trying to get up and stuff.
Yeah.
It's super cute. They waited till she left to give birth.
Mom's boring.
I know. Pearl thinks the same.
Pearl can't wait for Mama Linneman to get here.
I know. I put a picture of Pearl on the Horn Lake Middle School Reads website because tomorrow's picture day.
Oh.
I don't know. Pearl's like, remember to wear your finest finery tomorrow. I can't remember what words I used.
Is she wearing a sweater that I put on her?
No, that would have been amazing. It's just a close-up of her face. I was like, what picture can I put up really quickly to post something?
If only you had some pictures on your phone of Pearl.
I know. I had the one of her in devil horns.
Yeah.
But I felt like that was probably not going to be a good move for any of us.
It would have been funny, though.
It would have.
So reading. What are you reading?
I'm still listening to Sapphire Flames by Alana Andrews. I listened to around 2 hours of it. And then we could listen to it in the car ride if you want.
Okay.
I started the young readers adaptation of Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. They just put that out. So I started that. His mom's kicked him out of the car. That's how it starts out. So I was looking for books to book talk that had a strong opening, because one of the lessons that I'm going to do in a couple weeks is how to decide if a book's right for you.
Right.
Like, do you understand all the words? Can you picture what's going on? I think we've talked about this before on the show. So I wanted something that like started with a bang. Yeah. And so for my 7th graders, it's going to be Ghost by Jason Reynolds, which the first chapter starts off with his father trying to kill them with a gun. And then the second book I'm going to do is Scar Island for the 6th graders. That is a book by Dan Gerhardt, something like that. It is about this boy who's committed a crime and ends up on a prison island, and it becomes like a Lord of the Flies type situation. All the adults get killed in a freak accident, and they hide their bodies in a freezer, and they start running the prison.
Oh my.
Yeah. So, again, starts off with a bang, like him arriving at this prison on an island in the middle of nowhere, and then Born a Crime is what I'm going to do with my 8th graders. And it starts off with him getting kicked out of a car. So I've read 2 pages of it so far, but I haven't had a ton of, like, sitting and reading time. I am reorganizing my graphic novel section and noticing, like, there are a lot of repairs to be done. Graphic novels are notoriously terribly bound, and so some of these I've repaired.
Plus kids probably aren't the gentlest.
Yeah, but like the glue that they use for binding on graphic novels, I don't know, it's like that glossy paper, so it's heavier paper, so the binding doesn't hold as well because it's color printing.
Yeah.
And like they just fall apart after 10 uses. Like the spine breaks right off, and so I re-glue that, but by like the 5th re-gluing, like they are not holding up. So, and the average lifespan of a library book is like 25 to 30 checkouts anyways. Yeah. So they've made it that far, but removing books from my library, like weeding for old information, I have no problem with. Like, weeding's when you remove a book. Like, if there's books that have outdated information or just are not valuable to the collection anymore, like, I have no issue weeding those. I just got rid of my Boxcar Children.
Mm-hmm. And then somebody asked for a Boxcar.
I know! No one's asked for them in like 15 years! They were written in like the 40s, and no one dreams of running away and living in a boxcar anymore. I surveyed my kids to see how many of them knew what a boxcar was. 0. So, I like removing those. Like, sometimes it's sentimental, and I hold on to them for longer than I should. Like the Sweet Valley Highs are still in my library.
I never read those, but I read Babysitter's Club. Yeah,
there's lots of... Well, Babysitter's Club has cycled back around because they made graphic novels.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of, like, cycled back around. That just had, like, a big anniversary, like, 25th year anniversary.
So what you're saying is I'm cool again?
Yeah, you're super cool.
Cool. Rad.
But, and the author of Babysitter Club has written some, like, really impressive stuff, like Rain, which is about a girl with autism... who's, like, obsessed with homophones.
Yeah, you talked about that one.
Yeah, so, like, has written some really impressive other stuff since Babysitter's Club. I bet you she had help from ghostwriters with Babysitter's Club. Maybe not. But, so, but, like, things that the kids still want, like Diary of a Wimpy Kid and graphic novels, like, I will try repairing them a bazillion times before I finally they are crumbling in people's hands, and I'm like, alright, I guess we have to get rid of that one. But they get checked out. Like, all 80 copies of Diary of a Wimpy Kid have been checked out from the moment the school started, and they won't come back. Like, they come back and immediately get checked out by someone else in that class.
Yeah.
And there's a new Diary of a Wimpy Kid coming out November 5th. But, like, getting rid of those is really, like, to me... because they are in so much demand. But I need to, like, when Kool-Aid gets spilled on them, I need to let them go. It's just hard.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the money to replace them a lot of times. But it'll be alright. I had a little boy come up to me and was just begging for Naruto books.
What is that?
It's like a manga, like Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay.
But it's one that's a little bit more kid-friendly than some other mangas. I was looking at other mangas with him, and he was like, don't get that one. It has cuss words. So I was like, okay, we won't get that one. But I let him put, like, $250 worth of Naruto. But I've had, like, 20 kids ask for it. So I need to... But, issues, like, 1 through 5 are out of print. Oh. So it's just annoying to me that I can't get all of them. But they go up to, like, 95.
Yeah.
So, and I could get them if I was willing to put paperbacks in my library. But the average lifespan of a paperback, even with me covering it with, like, plastic film, is, like, 10 checkouts.
So if you have Naruto 1 through 5 and you'd like to donate it to Laura's
in hardcover, no, it'll be fine. I don't think you need to read them in order anyways. I think those you can kind of pick up at any point. But I made some hard choices today. I got rid of around 20 graphic novels that I was like, I don't think, like, there is no spine anymore. There's nothing to glue this to. Like, I cannot repair this.
That's a bummer.
It is. It's unfortunate because I have over 1,000 graphic novels and they're always checked out. I probably only have 40 in right now.
Yeah.
But it works itself out. That's part of building collections. Anyway, what are you reading? I've talked a lot about what I'm reading.
That's okay. You're kind of
or what I'm doing.
So I'm still rereading the Rowan Harbor series.
Yeah.
Finished the 2nd book. I need to start the 3rd, and then just to alternate, I restarted the G.A. Aiken Dragon series.
Hey, she has a new spin-off series.
Yeah, the Blacksmith Queen.
Yeah, I have that.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't, I started reading the sample, and it was really interesting. But I thought, well, I'm going to reread the Dragon series first.
It corresponds to the Dragon series, so you totally should read the Dragon series.
Like, the main character, like I said, I only read the sample, so it's like the first, 5-10% of the book. And the main character seems a lot like Animal the Bloody so far. So
that is very true, but there are no dragons in this one. They're on the other side of the mountains. So there's those mountains that divide, like...
And dragons notoriously can't fly.
Well, they can, and actually one gets captured by the dwarves.
Oh, okay.
Because dwarves are mean people. And he's not super happy about it.
How do the dragons catch the dragon?
How did the dwarves catch the dragons? Well, they are known metalsmiths.
Oh.
And they can create, like...
A contraption of some kind.
Like, manacles that... trap dragons.
Okay.
It might have been the elves, now that I think about it, the trap dragon. But with the dwarves' help or something, I don't know. It was a quick read. I wasn't paying a whole ton of attention. I feel like the blacksmith's daughter is a lot like Anwin, so
yeah,
I liked her.
So the Rowan Harbor series is predominantly male romance, and the G.A. Aiken series...
Paranormal romance.
Yeah, paranormal romance. And the G.A. Aiken series is primarily male-female. I think it's all male-female, actually.
Yeah, it is.
And it's dragons.
Fantasy.
Yeah, romance. So, but they're funny, so...
They are, and I like her, like, Hot and Badgered other series that she writes under a different name. So this is what, Shelley Lawrenston?
I was looking at a...
No, this is G.A. Aiken. The other one is Shelley Lawrenston.
I was looking at a book by, I guess it's a series of Nora Roberts's, but it's not a romance series. I think you've talked about it before, but I didn't realize she was J.D. Robb as well.
Yeah, she is.
Because J.D. Robb has some fantasy.
Does she? I thought she was all crime.
No, I thought J.D. Robb did some fantasy.
Nora Roberts has fantasy. Her new one is, like, super dark dystopian.
Yeah.
Like, Year One, I tried reading it, and I was like, no, I need my light fluffy. And then she's also got, on the opposite of light fluffy, she has, like, pretty dramatic crime, larger books that have to do with, like, there's main characters who are raped or kidnapped and raped repeatedly over the course of multiple years. Like, crime fiction type romance.
Not my jam, but
I like her, like, light, fluffy wedding planner ones are more my jam.
That's typically what I will listen to basically anything. In fact, I just started listening to a really interesting podcast. The Secret Lives of Black Women.
Yeah, you talked about this the other day.
And like the first episode was really interesting, and it talked about white faces and black faces and white spaces. But then they also were talking about the beauty episode and how.
So they did a beauty episode.
They did, and it was like basically that the black ideal of beauty is now a white woman. Like there is no black ideal of beauty.
That's so sad.
But anyway, really interesting. Listen, but I got off topic again. I will listen to basically anything, but when it comes to reading, I want it to be like my escape. So it needs to not be like super depressing, super like action filled, because I don't care. Just tell me who wins. It needs to be funny.
Some stuff that I just downloaded from the library that we might listen to.
Yeah,
because I need to listen to it for work. And we've got 13 hours in the car together.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay! But yeah, so that's what I've been reading and listening to. Laura and I will be gone from Wednesday until Sunday.
Jessica's in charge of the group, y'all. Yeah. Be kind.
She's going to be like, what, I'm a moderator? I forgot.
That's the Ravelry group.
But everybody's pretty kind. So we very, very rarely even get reported issues. So
we had someone who spammed, and I archived their post almost immediately the other day.
Cool.
They were just going around Ravelry, posting about their retreat in everyone else's sites and other people's spaces, and it irritated me. So I reported their profile and archived their post.
Like a boss. I didn't even know that happened. So
no one reported it. There were a lot of disagree clicks, but no one actually reported it because we have very kind people. Y'all are kinder than me, apparently. Because that was the only thing. They had created this profile and just went to like 10 different people and specifically did that. Like,
and it's funny because we really try to promote other makers and promote other, retreats and things.
And this was a retreat that wasn't even on this continent.
Oh.
Like, it was super random. I'm gonna blame Amy Florence for this one.
Oh, because I'm sure she had a personal hand in it. It's all your fault, Amy.
Oh, Amy.
What else? I think that's it. So, the Craft All the Things starts the 23rd of September.
Oh, we have a prize for it that came in.
Okay.
I got to pick it out, actually, at SSK. And I picked it out for Craft All the Things. Miss Babs has these new minis of their Yowza.
Oh, yeah, it's like 200 yards or something.
Yeah,
right?
they're super cute. So, Yowza, is a DK weight. And they're 200 yards, and they retail for $19. And she said to pick 2 to go together. And so I picked Mayhem and Biker Chick.
Those
because they both read,
colors.
like, super fall Halloween to me.
Yep.
So I'll probably keep those together.
Yeah.
Because why would you get, like, they belong together. They're buddies. Mayhem and Biker Chick.
So if you are a maker and you would like to donate to the Craft All the Things prizes, get in touch with either of us. Lala on Ravelry. She's the best one to get in contact with. Just Lala on Ravelry. And thank you to Miss Babs.
Yeah.
The lovely folks at Miss
Miss
Babs.
Specifically. I'm going to put this on this chair right here so it doesn't get mixed in with everything else.
If you are planning to go to either the retreat or the market at Knitting
Yes,
at the Estate
stop
this
and
weekend,
say hey. We should see if we have swag.
Hey.
Do you have extra pens? They would be at my house.
Yeah,
I
they
have
would
no
be at your
idea.
house.
I don't think I saw any extra swag.
It would have been in a box. I'll help you look.
Okay. Will you mow my lawn?
No.
Because I really need to do that.
But you know what? Your father's going to be here tomorrow.
He said absolutely not. And then my mom said that she would do it, and I told them that it could probably wait till I got back.
Yeah.
So I went to do it yesterday. It was over 100 degrees outside with like 75% humidity, and I opted for not doing it.
Yeah, like Laura was coming over my house. She was going to be here at like 6:30 or 7, and so I was getting all my stuff together, and I walked by our thermostat shows you what the outside temperature is, and it was 98 still.
Yeah.
98
at like 6:30 at
6:30, 7 o'clock
Yeah.
in mid-September.
Yeah.
Welcome.
When I got in my car at 3 o'clock, it was 110 degrees on the black, like on the black top.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my car was so hot.
Yeah, I bet.
My car is so hot this year that the window tilt has melted off.
The tint on the windows. Yeah. Is that on the list for your parents?
No. Do you want to hear the list for my parents?
So Laura is, we'll go with lucky in that her parents are coming to watch Pearl while we're out of town, and she has a chore list for them.
They always... So here's the deal with my parents.
Well, also, if you don't keep Mama Linneman busy, she will reorganize your house.
If you do not give Mama Linneman a chore list, other things that you don't want happening will happen. So it's best to give her a list. So her chore list is to fix my Ring doorbell, and I have to charge my old phone that's connected to it so that she can actually do that. I did try like turning off various powers, and I found the power that my internet's on, not the power that my front door is on. As the Steelers game was streaming, I was a little bit irritated. Whatever.
I mean, that is kind of your own fault.
Or the people who owned the house before me that didn't label anything in my breaker box.
Did you label it as you were flicking things on and off?
No, but I know what they are now.
That's not going to help the next person that owns your house.
Well, it's weird. Like, the ceiling fan in the studio stays on. Like, the lights above stay on, but the outlets go off.
I have zero input on this.
Yeah, so. I don't know.
So Ring doorbell.
Ring doorbell. She's doing that. I got an exercise bike that she's putting together. Because I tried. Well, I looked. And then I was like, I don't have wrenches in my life. Because I don't. And I could have borrowed them from Michael. Or bought some like an adult, but that's what parents are for.
No, that's what your parents are for.
Well, that's true. And then my new vacuum has like a hangy thing.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if it had something where you could hang it on the wall.
Yes. So So 3 things. And then any landscaping that she wants to do, but it's so hot out. My mom's a master gardener, y'all. You would not know that by looking at the outside of my house. It is like weed central. I did chop down some big weeds.
If she wants to come and rip out a bunch of shit at my house, she's welcome. Stuff at my house, she's welcome to do that as well.
It'll be alright. And then Wednesday, she's coming to work with me. It's Bring Your Mama Linum into Work Day. And she's going to shelf books and reorganize at work.
That'll be fun
I need to talk to my boss about that. She's had a background check, so it should be fine.
I'm sure she's fine.
She taught in my district for years.
Plus, she's going to be supervised.
Yeah, I'm not leaving her alone. We're going to have, like, picture day in the library, so...
Oh, okay.
It's...
So you won't have any classes?
No, I won't have classes. So it's perfect. Maybe she could repair books. That also seems like a Mama Linneman task.
Very much so.
And I have a stack around 150 books that need to be repaired.
Are they going to see any of their friends while they're in town?
Oh, I'm sure. Weezy said he's not coming to my school. And he's not repairing books or shelving books. And I said, Weezy, we won't be spending any time together. And he said, well, we're going out to dinner tomorrow. So
that's enough.
He's going to hang out with Pearl.
Yeah.
Take her for walks on busy streets. That's going to go well for both of them. My dog is poorly behaved, and she likes to charge cars that are going too fast
far
for
too
her.
Big. Yeah.
So that's why she's never allowed off leash ever, because she thinks like she can run into cars.
She's also not allowed to just be on a leash and a collar. She's got to have
she has like the full
6-point harness.
She's a jerk, y'all. You see those pictures and you think she's nice and cute, but she is legit a jerk. I asked her for a kiss today, and she turned her back on me. And then I got out the treats, and I got a kiss.
It's amazing how that works.
I love rewarding bad behavior. It works so well for me. Also, my dog runs the house. I am not the alpha of the situation.
Also, has your dog been alone since this morning? Or did you go home before?
I went home for 25 minutes in between. I ran home, got some sushi, wolfed down the sushi, let Pearl out. Yeah, no. I leave for work at 6 a.m., so if she was still alone, it's like 8 p.m. That would be a long bladder trip for
Yeah, that's why I was just worried. That's why I was asking. But, anyway, I think that's all we got anyway.
Nope. That's it. We will be knitting for the Hearts and Hands Baby Layette bags. Mm-hmm. I found some cute new patterns that I want to knit. So, yeah. That's about it.
Yep. So if you've stuck around with us babbling, thank you. And otherwise, we will see you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.